you ready to drift off to sleep peacefully tonight? I can help with that. In tonight's sleep story, we'll find ourselves exploring a cozy countryside farm while taking an autumn walk, where there are no expectations, only acceptance, wonder, and calm, where time stretches, slow and patient, as the sun sets and starlight dusts the land. Hello, my friends, and welcome to Under Moon and Stars Sleep Stories, where relaxation takes us to cozy, sleepy places. My name is Shelley, and I'll be guiding you into a peaceful night's rest. Before we explore the hidden wonders of the farm, let's first relax our bodies for a moment and prepare them for sleep by switching to our parasympathetic nervous system. It's responsible for calming the body and performing restorative functions and sleep. When you're ready, close your eyes. If there are sounds or busy thoughts, that's okay. That's totally normal. Just try to acknowledge them, accept them, and then let them drift into the background anytime you notice them. This will take practice, so don't be too hard on yourself. Take a deep breath in, focusing on the feeling of your belly rising, a pause at the top of the breath, and then a long exhale, feeling your body letting go and sinking into whatever you lie upon tonight. On your next breath, let's do what's called a box breathing pattern. We'll breathe in for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, breathe out for a count of 4, and pause for a count of 4. I'll count it for you so you don't have to. Ready? Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 1, 2, relax, 3, 4. And pause, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Relaxing, 1, exhale, 2, 3, 4. And pause, 1, 2, 3, 4. Your 1, body 2, is heavy 3, and relaxed. 4. 1, all 2, tension 3, lets go 4. On your breath out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Enjoy this feeling of release and relaxation. Now, return to your regular breath and let your imagination bring you to the outskirts of the cozy countryside farm in late autumn. The sun leans low across the horizon, spilling molten gold over rolling fields, hay bales, and rustic wooden fences. Shadows stretch long and soft, curling across the earth like a warm blanket. A gentle breeze stirs the tall grasses, carrying the faint scent of autumn, damp leaves, sweet hay, and the faint warmth of wood smoke drifting from chimneys somewhere far in the distance. You arrive at the edge of the farm, where the fields meet a dirt path lined with worn wooden fences. Leaves drift lazily in the breeze, spinning in slow spirals, catching the sunlight like tiny sparks of gold. Some linger in the air, just a heartbeat longer than gravity allows, as if the farm itself pauses to notice your presence. Across the fields, pumpkins lie scattered, round and gleaming in shades of orange and copper, tucked into the crooks of vines or resting softly on the hay-strewn ground. The air is filled with a quiet warmth, a subtle hum of life. Crows calling softly in the distance, the faint clatter of hooves on dry earth, a rustle of small animals in the underbrush. Each sound folds gently into the golden light, becoming part of the slow, easy rhythm of evening. The farmhouse rests just a short distance away, its roof catching the last of the sun's rays. Smoke rises lazily from the chimney, curling in delicate spirals up into the sky, carrying the scent of something baked and sweet. The porch glows softly, welcoming, a small beacon of comfort in the vast fields. As you step along the path, the farm seems to breathe in quiet acknowledgement. Leaves swirl at your feet, brushing softly against ankles, and the tall grasses sway, bending in arcs as if guiding you forward without expectation. Dust catches in the sun, tiny motes glowing like suspended stars, subtle and magical in their stillness. The world here feels patient. Each tree, each fence post, each pumpkin resting on the hay seems to exist with gentle purpose, folding the present moment into a space where nothing is hurried and nothing is demanded. The path beneath your feet leads naturally toward the farmhouse, the orchard, the barn, the pond, the fields, and the whispering winds, inviting quiet observation, gentle breathing, and the soft unfolding of the evening. And as the sun dips lower, painting the sky in bruised purples and deep ambers, the farm, the fields, and the gentle rustling of autumn leaves prepare to welcome twilight. There is a sense of home, of warmth, and of being exactly where you are meant to be, held by the soft light of day's end, noticed by the quiet magic of the land. The path winds gently through the farmyard, soft beneath your feet, scattered with fallen leaves and faintly crunching hay. Golden sunlight drifts across the fields, brushing the tops of pumpkins, tossing long shadows from fences and barns, and catching on the warm curves of worn wooden gates. Every surface seems to hum quietly with the slow rhythm of late afternoon, inviting careful noticing without pressure or hurry. A faint breeze carries the sense of autumn. The hay, earthy soil, the sweetness of apples ripening in the distant orchard, and a whisper of something baked, warm, and comforting. Tiny motes of dust drift lazily in the sunlight, catching the eye like suspended sparks of gold. Leaves swirl in gentle spirals, brushing softly at your senses before settling again on the ground. The barn sits a short distance off the path, its red paint muted in the soft sun, roof tipped with hay and moss. A single lantern hangs by the door, glowing faintly, its light just enough to catch the curve of a pumpkin nearby. Small animals stir quietly. A rabbit slips along the fence line. A crow flaps slowly above. And somewhere, the distant clatter of a horse's hooves mixes with the wind's gentle sigh through the field. Each sound is small, intimate, carrying the weight of life lived slowly, rhythmically, patiently. Clusters of pumpkins glow warmly among the leaves, their curves reflecting light like tiny suns scattered across the ground. Acorns nestle in the hay, golden brown and perfectly round, catching the low sun in subtle glints. Even the smallest details seem aware, lingering just long enough to be noticed. An almost imperceptible shimmer along a leaf's edge, the sway of a branch, the soft gleam of a cobweb catching the light. The distant orchard barely reveals itself. Apple trees heavy with ripening fruit, their branches bending slightly with abundance. The leaves, greens and deep reds and crimsons, curling at the edges with age, and the sunlight through them casts warm patterns across the ground. Every step seems to deepen the evening, the light mellowing, the breeze cooling, the world folding into soft quiet. The farm holds you gently, each fence post, hay bale, and lantern-lit corner, a small witness to the passage of time. There is no hurry here, only the rhythm of late afternoon unfolding into twilight, carrying the quiet comfort of home, the warmth of abundance, and the subtle magic of noticing. And as the sun sinks further, casting long pools of amber and copper across the fields, the path leads toward the farmhouse and its porch in one direction, towards the orchard, the barn, and the pond in the other. The air hums softly with anticipation of night, and a sense of welcome spreads quietly through the farm. the kind of welcome that embraces presence, accepts what is, and invites a lingering, unhurried awareness of comfort, gratitude, and home. Moving further along the winding path, the orchard fully appears, then thickens, branches arching overhead to form a soft canopy, boughs heavy with ruby jewels, dripping sweetened scents along the breeze, gifts of nature, cherished and shared. Between the trunks, shadows shift softly, delicate and slow, revealing tiny magical heartbeats of the land. A mushroom tucked under a root, a cluster of wildflowers glowing faintly, a leaf spinning in the breeze longer than expected. A gentle acknowledgement of presence. Tucked between the trunks of older apple trees, whose gnarled limbs stretch wide, leaves brushing gently together in the breeze, a hidden nook opens. The light of sunset filters through in faint amber slivers, painting the grass and fallen leaves in pools of gold and copper. You inhale this secret place, knowing only your eyes have caught its magic. The air carries the rich scent of ripening apples, sweet and earthy, mingling with the faint musk of fallen leaves and the cool undertone of evening. Tiny patches of soft moss hug the roots of the trees, and small mushrooms cluster along the edges, pale and delicate, glowing faintly in the dimming light, as though aware of quiet attention. A pile of leaves rests in the small clearing, shaped almost like a soft nest, golden and copper blending into the warm tapestry on the ground. Occasionally, a leaf drifts down from the branches above, spinning slowly in the air, lingering in arcs that feel deliberate, almost ceremonial, before settling among the others. The movement is gentle and unhurried, a natural rhythm echoing the slow pulse of the orchard itself. Somewhere in the shadows, a single firefly flickers softly, tiny sparks of light weaving between trunks and over mossy patches, as though dancing to a melody that can only be felt. The air shivers slightly, carrying the faint rustle of branches and the whisper of distant leaves. Everything here seems to exist in perfect balance, still alive and attentive without expectation. The orchard nook holds a quiet intimacy. The trunks lean just slightly toward each other, forming a subtle embrace, and the light that filters through seems to cradle the clearing in warmth and glow. Time stretches here, slow and gentle, encouraging the noticing of small details, the curve of a leaf, the faint shimmer of a mushroom, the soft movement of moss swaying with the evening breeze. In this secluded corner, the orchard seems to murmur softly of comfort, patience, and peace. There is a feeling that everything present, branches, leaves, mushrooms, light, and air, welcomes being seen exactly as it is. The nook reflects a quiet truth of home, that abundance, care, and gentle magic exist not only in grand displays, but also in the smallest hidden spaces where attention lingers and presence is enough. You leave understanding an inner lesson has unfolded. Just beyond the orchard, a small corner of the barn catches the last rays of sunset, glowing softly as the light bends through a dusty window. Entering the shelter, a single lantern hangs from a low beam, its glow steady and golden, brushing the surrounding hay with a delicate warmth. Shadows curl along the barn walls, soft and low, as if stretching to cradle the space in gentle embrace. The scent here is rich and comforting. Dry hay, the faint sweetness of apples pressed into cider, and a whisper of warm wood smoke. Tiny motes float in the lantern's glow, drifting lazily in arcs, catching the eye like suspended sparks of gold, shimmering and turning in the air without effort. Nestled along the edge of the hay, small mushrooms peek through soft moss that has found a home in the barn's shadowed corners. They glow faintly from within, amber and pearl, delicate lanterns of their own, as though the barn itself has conjured them in quiet celebration of the season. A feather drifts from a loft above, landing softly in the hay, a gentle punctuation to the stillness. The air seems to hum here, subtle and almost imperceptible, carrying the rhythm of the farm, the distant clatter of hooves, the crow calling from the field beyond, the sigh of the wind through the fence posts. Every sound blends into a slow, comfortable lullaby, a quiet harmony with the golden light and the drifting leaves outside. Time bends softly in this corner. A leaf drifts in from the open door, spiraling in slow arcs before brushing against the floor and resting. Each motion is deliberate yet effortless, a tiny poem written in movement and light. The barn feels alive yet patient, a guardian of small wonders, holding them gently, without urgency, a space where presence alone is enough. As shadows deepen and the lantern glows a little brighter against the encroaching twilight, this corner seems to whisper a quiet truth. that there is beauty in small, overlooked places. That comfort can be found in gentle details, and that home is more than walls and roof. It is the warmth and patience that cradles each moment, allowing presence, notice, and quiet gratitude to unfold naturally. A short stroll beyond the barn reveals a quiet pond tucked into a slight hollow where the land dips and the trees lean protectively overhead. The water lies smooth and still, reflecting the deepening hues of twilight, purples, soft pinks, and the fading amber of the sunset, like liquid glass holding the sky. A few leaves drift lazily across its surface, spinning slowly before settling, each one catching the last light like a tiny floating lantern. The air here is cool and rich with the scent of damp earth, fallen leaves, and the faint sweetness of soil along the banks. Dragonflies hover, wings glinting faintly in the last light, and a distant frog calls softly, its voice carrying through the quiet like a lullaby. Every sound is gentle, measured, part of the natural rhythm of this hidden world. Along the water's edge, soft moss cushions the roots of leaning trees, and tiny mushrooms dot the ground, glowing faintly as though echoing the twilight sky. A single firefly flickers above the pond, casting warm, playful sparks across the mirrored surface, the reflection of a single star appearing long before the first real star has pierced the evening sky. The pond feels suspended in a delicate hush. Shadows stretch across the water, bending and curling softly as the breeze stirs the branches above. Each movement, every ripple, every drifting leaf, every flicker of light seems deliberate, yet effortless, an unspoken dance between nature, magic, and presence. Time slows further here, folding inward gently, inviting quiet noticing without expectation. Sitting at the edge, the world feels both vast and intimate. The pond holds the reflection of the sky, the trees, and the glowing details of the hidden world, offering a mirror for quiet contemplation. Here, comfort and home coexist with subtle wonder, and gratitude arises naturally, carried by the gentle rhythm of water, light, and the breeze. This magical corner whispers a soft truth, that there is warmth in stillness, magic in simplicity, and an abundance in quiet presence. Even the smallest details, a leaf gliding on the water, the mushrooms sitting under the trees, faintly glowing in the moss, a firefly's spark, carry the gentle reminder that you are allowed to pause, to be seen, and to be fully present here. Beyond the pond, The path opens into a small meadow, bordered by the orchard and low hedges, where the grass bends softly under the cooling evening air. Lanterns hang from low branches and fence posts, their warm light spilling into amber pools across the grass, illuminating wildflowers that nod gently in the twilight breeze. The first fireflies begin to flicker here, tiny sparks of gold and green hovering in slow arcs, moving with a rhythm that feels deliberate, almost conversational. Leaves drift lazily from the surrounding trees, catching the lantern light for a moment before floating into the grass, where they settle softly without a sound. The meadow hums quietly with life. Crickets begin their gentle chorus, harmonizing with the soft rustle of the branches and the faint distant murmur of the pond. Shadows lengthen and stretch, curling across the grass in soft waves, while the lanterns and fireflies weave together, creating a delicate dance of light and darkness. The air carries a subtle warmth, the final touch of day's golden glow, folded into the cooling embrace of twilight. Here, the forest, the orchard, and the pond all seem to meet, converging in a hidden corner that feels private, safe, and utterly magical. Every flicker of light, every drifting leaf, every whispered sound invites noticing, a quiet reflection on the beauty of the moment. In this meadow, twilight begins to settle fully. The sun has faded beyond the horizon, leaving traces of rose and lavender in the sky, and the first stars are beginning to prick the deepening evening blues. The world feels hushed, tender, and expansive at once. The cooling evening's breeze gently carries your presence forward, guiding you towards the farmhouse porch, the approaching night, and the vast sky awaiting above. The path winds gently toward the farmhouse, and the glow of the porch lanterns spill outward, soft and steady, embracing the steps and the worn wooden railing. The farmhouse feels like a quiet heartbeat in the midst of the fields, warm, safe, patient. Smoke drifts lazily from the chimney, curling into the deepening twilight, carrying the rich scent of hearth and baking, spices and warmth folded into the night air. Stepping onto the porch, the expanse of the sky opens above. Twilight melts into night, and the first stars announce their brilliant presence. Delicate sparks pricked into the deep velvet of evening. As the eye adjusts, constellations slowly reveal themselves, ancient patterns etched across the sky, carrying a quiet rhythm older than the fields, older than the farmhouse, older than thought itself. The air is cooler now, brushing softly against the skin, carrying the subtle aroma of autumn leaves, damp earth, and distant woods. The farm below, fields, orchards, and hidden nooks, rests in gentle shadow, a warm cradle of familiarity and presence. Leaves from the trees drift lazily past, tumbling in slow spirals as though marking the passage of day into night. Above, the Milky Way arcs faintly across the sky, a luminous river of stars stretching from horizon to horizon. The vastness of the universe spreads outward, infinite and quiet, yet somehow gentle, embracing. The stars feel close enough to be touched, yet distant enough to inspire wonder. A reminder that there is space enough for everything, for the farm, for the night, for presence, and for thought. From this perch, the world below seems tender, steady, and safe, while the universe above seems endless, expansive, and profound. The contrast carries a soft magic, the grounding warmth of home, the embrace of familiarity, paired with the awe of the cosmos stretching far beyond. It is a night that invites reflection, a pause to feel that vastness, and yet recognize one's own quiet place within it. Lanterns on the porch glow softly, fireflies flicker near the fields, and shadows bend gently across the boards beneath your feet. Each small light, each glimmer in the grass or in the distance, mirrors the stars above, tiny sparks of wonder scattered across earth and sky alike. Time stretches again here, slow and patient. The breeze threads lightly through the railings, whispering through the leaves, carrying the quiet song of the night. The farm, the meadow, the orchard, and the pond, all those small magical corners remain below, quietly glowing with the memory of the day and of our autumn walk. While above, the night sky offers infinite space to breathe, to notice, and to simply be. Here on the porch, comfort and awe exist together. The warmth of the house holds softly. The night stretches endlessly, and gratitude rises naturally, quietly, like leaves drifting on a gentle wind. In this moment, there is room to notice, to accept, to rest within both the intimacy of home and the vast embrace of the universe. The farmhouse porch cradles you in gentle warmth, the lanterns glowing softly, their light mingling with the faint flicker of distant fireflies. The night sky stretches endlessly above, infinite and quiet, a tapestry of stars that hums with a subtle, timeless rhythm. The vastness above and the comforting home below seem to hold equal weight, each supporting the other, offering space and security, wonder and calm. Beneath you, the fields, orchard, pond, and hidden corners of the farm rest in stillness, each place carrying the faint glow of memory, as if the land itself remembers your passage and gently acknowledges it. Leaves drift lazily past, rustling softly in the breeze, a slow celebration of the moments you have lingered in this world, moments of noticing, of presence, of quiet gratitude. The air carries the sense of autumn, sweet hay, crisp leaves, distant wood smoke, and the faint warmth of apples from the distant orchard. Each breath feels full, grounded, yet expansive, like inhaling both the comfort of home and the immensity of the universe above. There is no hurry here. There is no expectation. Everything simply exists, quietly, patiently, fully alive. The night sky invites you, embraces you. Stars twinkle across the deep velvet of night, constellations stretching far beyond the reach of thought, yet somehow intimate, somehow tender. In their light, there is a gentle reminder. There is room enough for wonder, for presence, for each thought and feeling to drift freely without weight. The infinite and the familiar coexisting, and within that coexistence lies a quiet, profound acceptance. As you soak in the warmth of the porch behind you, the soft rustle of leaves, the shimmering fireflies, the distant call of night creatures, a gentle truth settles in. You are seen. You are allowed. You are enough. The farm, the hidden nooks, the magical corners, the lantern-lit paths, they all reflect a quiet celebration of being exactly as you are. Home is not just the farmhouse, not just the fields. It is this presence, held in the soft glow of evening, as you're cradled by the earth and embraced by the vast night sky. Time lengthens, slow and patient. Each moment becomes a quiet echo of gratitude and acceptance. Each drifting leaf, each flickering star, each gentle shadow mirrors that same truth. There is beauty in noticing. There is peace in simply being. And there is magic in allowing yourself to rest in this space fully, without condition. And as the night deepens, the porch glows softly, the stars shimmer above, and the farm settles into hushed stillness. The warmth of the hearth, the gentle rhythm of the night, and the vast, infinite sky carry you into calm, a serene embrace of home and universe alike. Here in this quiet, luminous space, all is well. You are held. You are safe. You are enough. Anytime you need to feel this, know that I'm always here to help you remember. I wish you well, my friend. I wish you peace.